It's not only right, it's also smart to be able to see more than one way to accomplish a task. It's wise to see more than one solution to any problem. It's a good... Welcome to another episode of Breaking Bread, a safe place to share positive ideas and personal development delivered around food, fitness and motivation. I'm your host, Horace Jones, the Game Changer. This is your game-changing moment. It only takes a moment to change the game. Today's guest is Mahir, and he's going to tell us a little bit about himself. And today he's going to be cooking us a quick recipe under a $5 again, money value. So yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself, Mahir.
So I'm Mahir. I'm from Manchester originally. I met Horace inside a shisha place, and we got talking about finances, all that sort of stuff. Found out he was a personal trainer. Got in contact. Started coming around his house, cooking now. So myself, I'm a software engineer for the best part of 3 years now, I would say. But I've graduated from Salford University in 2018. Did a 3-year course, got a first class degree, and now I'm pretty much in the world of software and finance. And I'm here with Horace, sharing insights into my life and gaining his life experiences and vice versa.
Well done. That there was a lot. So basically, tell me why you chose to go down that path. Why don't you do what most young people do that's your age? Like, why is it that you've took that path of looking at things on a more future aspect?
I'd say my kind of insight for technology kind of grew as I was like in the early stages of my say primary school. I was very kind of intuitive motivated by like Nintendo and these kind of software companies, and kind of started off like playing games like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And watching the kind of like anime kind of series, and that kind of like stemmed into like buying myself like a Nintendo Wii and all that sort of stuff. And kind of like I think gaming was like kind of demotivated kind of in a way, but then as I kind of delve deeper into how games made, and obviously I needed to know how to code and stuff. Hence why I decided to kind of get into the world of computer science, which taught me basically the fundamentals of how to make websites, apps, all sort of stuff. Now it's kind of delved now deep into making money from it, like finance. How can I maximize my savings from like a weekly or a monthly kind of budget, and kind of double that, triple that, times my money, and live a nice life from that.
So like if you was giving a young person some advice now, what path would you tell a young person? Because I believe in that most of these things again are not being taught in school. Like
I'd say definitely would be to understand, research the market, understand your area, what benefits that has around you. If not, you can't find any, go speak to someone that's done it. Influencers, but not people that are into kind of crime and whatnot, and like it's gonna just people that don't want to see you do better than them. Don't chat to them people, because they ain't gonna have the time of day for you. The only time they need you is when they need a favor themselves, or they want something off you. And I've just quickly learned that from life, that just cut them people off. If it needs to be, you need to do your things yourself, run errands yourself, just do it yourself. You'll learn so much more. You'll gain so much more value. You'll actually come across people that do the same exact same as thing as you, and you'll just you'll network, and you'll just build better relationships. Like I've just mentioned before, like I met Horace within a shisha bar. Like I don't know if it's coincidence, but I'm here now. I'm on his show and recording this. But yeah.
So going back to that concept. When I kind of grew up as a kid, it was like, don't trust nobody.
Yeah.
Only talk to people that you know. And as I'm getting older and realizing that, I am a strong believer of realizing that people that are in front of you, they're in front of you for a reason. Sometimes because everything's going so fast.
Yeah.
We can't see why we've met that person, or sometimes because things are going on, again, like speed, we don't take time out to conversate. So like, for example, like how we met was like, okay, what you're doing, I can show you how to do this. And it's like, straight away I could have thought, well, I don't know you.
Yeah.
So, look at the beautiful friendship that's come along all through a conversation.
Yeah.
So
literally it was me coming out of the bathroom, and I seen him, and then I think Rio it was, and then it was just on a laptop, and I just seen a chart that I've seen before, and I was like, I've seen that somewhere before, and it just sparked my interest, and I was like, you know what, I thought they were just overheard them like, you know, talking about whatever they were talking about at the moment. I think time to talking about Forex, I think they were talking about, and obviously I knew a bit about it, and just thought, you know, why not just join in the conversation? They might learn from me, or vice versa. They might have more knowledge of me than I have. So
and since then I'm like, I mean, I love that I've met him, because I think from then it's made me look at things from a different concept, because like I think growing up as well as a kid, it's like everything was about a bank, believing in the system. And then when you come out of that concept now, you're now looking at different things. You're looking at, you know, whether it's virtual money, whether it's virtual education, whether it's things on the internet. You're looking at things from a different concept, because I'm a true believer of like working smart. Now I've worked hard all my life, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, and I'm not saying I've not benefit from that, but it's the hours I've had to put in. Where when you learn to work smart, it means that you put in less hours in, and you get
mass profit.
Do you understand? I mean, it gives you more time to, like, you know, whether you want to go for a walk, you want to do things with your friends, you want to do things, and I think that's the concept that kids,
and that's another thing, you know, the mention of walks. Like me and him have been going on hiking to like the Pennines and the Glossop area recently, and a few times now. I think it's the 4th or 5th time now that we've been. We're obviously going to plan more journeys far away, like Wales and Scotland and all that sort of stuff. I'm saying, like, kids nowadays, they need to come out of that cycle of doing the same thing every day. They need to come out of the comfort zone. For me, I've never been hiking before. You know, I jumped on board, and I'm doing it now 5 times. You know, not broke, so I'll have broke a sweat, but you know, it's worth it. It's, you know, you see, you know, you come out of your comfort zone. It's tiring, but you know, it's mentally rewarding in a way, because you know, you kind of break away from that busy lifestyle. You know, because growing up in Manchester is just like there's people everywhere and stuff. You want to come out of that. You go somewhere quiet. You know, nice walks, nice fresh air, and I think that's what kids need to be doing. Like, they need to come out of that, you know, that hustle and bustle kind of lifestyle that I've, you know, I'm talking about the kids that have come up, you know, grew up around me, not in terms of like village areas, but like Manchester area, or like Leeds or Liverpool and Demons. They need to obviously break that cycle, and like, you can just get caught up in so much, you know, like drama, you know, he said, she, you know, social media as well is a vile disease in my opinion. Like, there's a lot of, you know, promoters out there that influence themselves as oh, I'm living this life, I've got this watch and stuff. I'm not doing that. Like, you know, I don't need to do that. You know, me, I just give advice for free, and people want to make money off the advice I give. It's all available online. I'll give them links shared. You know, they can do their own research, and I tell them 100% do your own research. I'm not here to scam you or nothing like that. You know.
So like me, one of the things that's impressed me more than anything that's been around you is the energy that you have. The way you like, for example, like every time I see you, you've got something new going on. It's like, even like just having that kind of that motivation. Like, for example, the last time I spoke to you, told me that you got your clothing line. Like, you know, like, tell me a bit about that. Like, you know, like how do you even wake up one morning and say, you know what, I'm gonna have a clothing line. So them things for me. So fantastic.
So me and my mate have set up a clothing brand called Rendezvous. Like, it's online. It's got an online e-commerce website and stuff that we built out. So basically, that just stemmed from a conversation within his living room. Literally, I was sat on his sofa. He was surfing the website. I was, you know, he was doing a bit of ASOS and like kind of top man kind of shopping, and I was just doing my kind of coding on the side, and literally bumped heads and said, like, you know, he was bored, I was bored. You know, we had a bit of money to side, and we're like, you know, he's into fashion. He's kind of like, you know, he buys caps and all that sort of stuff. And he's at the time was looking for snapbacks and like ripped jeans and stuff. And I was like, why don't we just go make our own, you know, put our brand on it? And he's like, you know, he's always down for that kind of thing. So that's it. Literally 2 days later, we come back together, you know, come up with a name. Literally, we came up with a name within about 10 minutes within that conversation. And literally, that's it. We hired some models that he knew, took pictures outside Central Library in Manchester. And literally all now the pictures are online, like, you know.
So where have you got this energy from? Like basically, like how can you just, like you said, it took you a day, you come up with a brand, you come up with a logo, you put it out there, you now got your website. Like where did this come from? Like, you know, have you got good role models? Have you not got good role models?
Yeah, definitely. I think family wise, you know, I've got a lot of brothers and sisters. In total, I've got 8 siblings. I'm the youngest of 8. So for me, like, you know, seeing them like graft and stuff, you know, it kind of, obviously I value that, but for me, I want to do it differently. I don't want to put in the labor, intensive labor, like, you know, my brothers are like chefs and stuff, so it's, you know, backbreaking work, you know, standing 7-8 hours a day, in the heat and stuff. It's tiresome work. But for me, I've been educated where for them they didn't get to go to college or university. They didn't really have that level of education, that higher kind of standard of education and understanding. There's a lot of other things of but you can be book smart and make money, and you don't have to be over street smart. But obviously, best of both worlds do come in hand in hand. But for me, I am good with computers and stuff, and I want to, that's my kind of profession or my skill set, and that's my tools, and I want to use that to maximize my thing in it. For some people, pot and pan, or a stove is their income, that's their tools, that's how they maximize it. But that comes with putting in hours and stuff. For me, I want to put in the hours from the start and let that kind of do it itself, like automate the scripts, or I'm talking about coding again, but yeah, automate the process of I kind of set the wheels in motion and it just does it for me, and I just reap the rewards. And that for me, I'm trying to teach that people around me. Horace here, he wants to learn.
Definitely, by 100%. So again, it's like for me, I work with kids, and it's only like now that I've found my passion. I'm 42. I found my passion now. If I found it by the time I was 20, I could have been a bit further in my career. Now you found your passion at a very young age. So, like how did you find that passion at that young age? Like, because most of us, I mean,
for me, yeah, I did go through the kind of standard kind of tedious, boring 9 to 5 jobs. So I started my first job at the age of 17. As soon as I left, once joined college, I got a job with Mackey's. Worked there for about a year and a half. Hated it, but I had to just kind of graft it out. But yeah, after a year and a half, I left and I worked at my own takeaway, my own shop, because obviously my brother's kind of like, yeah, you can come and help us out and stuff. We'll pay you and stuff. So yeah. Then obviously I understood what they did day to day and stuff, because for me I was just at home and stuff. I wasn't really working. They was going to work, they were coming back, all that sort of stuff. But I think at that time kind of clicked to me that at the time I didn't want to go to university for some reason. I just wasn't motivated enough, because I think there's people and just things around me and stuff. I just happy. I'm just happy to go to work and stuff and earn some minimum wage, whatever. Then obviously things went on, time went on. I thought like, nah, I can't be doing this. It's not enough. I want to go on nice holidays and this ain't cutting it. I want to buy nice clothes. I don't want to compromise. I want to pretty much have nice clothes and be, go on holidays and have nice things and nice food and, all that sort of stuff. So I thought, what, I'm going to find something that I'm interested. So I went to a couple of uni's open days, got some prospectuses, sat for about a week, just reading every single thing. But obviously they don't really provide you that level of detail, so you have to go on the websites, write notes down. So I did all that, kind of ticked off what I did, kind of found like my kind of niche thing. So I knew definitely something with computers or engineering side of stuff. So at first I thought mechanical engineering, because I'm good with numbers and sort of stuff. And then I kind of looked at the syllabus and I was like, nah, it's kind of boring still. So I thought, something else that does involve numbers and logical thinking and problem solving. So then that way I came across software engineering, computer science, web development. So a few mix, but I kind of just spoke to the lecturers and go, I want to learn pretty much everything. I don't want to just do networking. Like you can do like network development and stuff. So I kind of want to know everything, a little bit of everything. So I know when I leave uni what I want to get into, and be more employable that way. So I decided to just do computer science, and that way, yeah.
So I believe like the future is going to computers, and
yeah,
I think it's one thing that it's not the young person. I think anyone. I think it's if you want to bring more skills to the marketplace, I believe in the concept of looking at computers. Anything to do with computers is the way forward. So I think a lot of us have to kind of like change our mindset and look at how the world's going to change in the next year.
Just look at the finance sector now. Like you're looking at Barclays and all that now, but there's this introduction of Monzo, Starling, and these banks are gonna on the next wave of banking, like digital. They've got apps that are 10 times better than Barclays, and like Barclays are trying to catch up to that kind of, but they're finding it hard because they've got legacy systems that they can't just change overnight. There's a lot of accounts that they need to, and there's like security flaws and all that sort of stuff, and they can't just update their apps like that. Whereas Monzo, they've started from a clean slate. They've had that vision of everything's going to be digitalized. you know, everything's going to be like, you know, you can chat to a thingy online 24/7. There's going to be people on the other side of the phone if you need to be, but we don't need to have branches. People don't need to, you know, access cash, because it's going to be a cashless society within the next 10 years. I think, like, look at the use of cash now. I hardly see anyone pulling out cash from cash machines anymore. There's like the queues, like cash machines are like nearly existent. Like, you know, at the time obviously COVID and there are a bit of queues, but prior to that, there's hardly any, like, you know, people could easily cash out if they needed to, but most of the time they're paying with Apple Pay, Google Pay, and all these kind of Venmo now, like you can send money like to across the world now. You know, the use of like you know, what's the one, the exchanges where you need to go and cash out and, you know, buy an exchange rate. That's kind of pretty much obsolete now. You can do it online, you know. So all these apps now, and cryptocurrency is going to solve all that. You know, lower fees. Like Coinbase now like allow you to literally convert cryptos into another crypto within instant, no fees, nothing. Whereas no, you know, traditional banking apps now, you know, if you wanted to convert your pounds to sterling, pounds to like euros or yens or whatever, there's a fee to that. And like, you know, who wants to pay a fee? Like literally just trying to, you know,
your money.
Yeah, your money, and then they're taking a cut from every little transaction you do, and that adds up quickly. I know, and crypto is going to solve that. Obviously, there's the traditional ones, but, you know, the Bitcoin and all that. I probably wouldn't want to use that as well, because obviously there's high cost. But the altcoins, they're solving it. There's faster payments. There's VeChain. There's, you know, Neo. There's loads. Like, there's you just need to find the ones that, you know, that are marketable, and you know, you need to understand, because these are ultimately just software projects, and people are selling a vision and ideas. They're solving a problem. So now there's a few new ones that come out. There's Helium, which is basically a way to share your data storage. So if you have empty storage on your computer, your laptop, you basically rent that out. You basically set up as a node. You put it onto their blockchain, and basically people can basically use your it's peer-to-peer basically. So they use your storage, and they basically can basically you're adding cloud storage to that, and they pay you for your resource. So imagine, you know, if you want to even set up a business with them, and you want to buy multiple, you know, terabytes of storage, and just have it just sitting in the computer in a corner of a room, and you just want to make money off it, you could do that. You know, there's so many ways now to make money.
So like, say like, for example, like a novice now, say a person who has no clue what cryptocurrency is, they have no clue what Bitcoin is, they have no clue that what blockchain, how can they get into this virtual world?
I'd say like
what's the easiest way to get?
I'd say there's loads of there's loads of like learning programs that reward you for like reading 5-minute videos, or watching 5-minute or reading articles. Like Coinbase, you know, I've been on it for a few years now, so every time there's a new like airdrop or a crypto that's come out and they're listing it, they'll have literally a rewards program where they just want people to like just understand what the project's about, because there's so many now. That there's a GRT one now that's come out, that's basically indexing websites. So basically publish sites, developers and stuff, they will want their Google search to provide their website higher up in the rankings. So in a way, GRT now, I forgot what the graph something is called, it's literally on Coinbase now. They basically have created this program now where you pay towards it, and then they put you higher up in the rankings by, you know, but they're giving you the tokens in order to do that. So people can, so if people see your site to be valuable, they basically invest into your website, and then you basically go higher. So you basically you're getting promotion from people that are just using your website, and they can just, you know, give you like donations to your website. And basically when someone goes on your website, also types in your, you know, searches for your website, you'll be more, you know, you'll be higher up in the rankings of, you know, people would click on.
So like Coinbase, how much could I use to invest in? Say I want to invest in Coinbase, because I think Coinbase is one of the easiest ones to get on. Like, how much money do I need to invest in Coinbase? Say I want to, I'd
say at least if you want to start off like as a novice, I'd say even £100, £200 would start you off nicely, and then you just literally have to just, you know, buy some cheap coins, but maybe not Bitcoin or Ethereum at the moment. Maybe like some altcoins that are worth like a couple of pence each.
So how do I find a coin? I mean, the concept of like, I'm saying as a novice, like,
okay, I'd say obviously you'd have to be.
Is it research? Do I have to do how do I do the research?
There's CoinGecko that, you know, have basically historical data of each coin. You look at that. you know, I'd say go about like 2017, about 3 years from now, and see what the inclination is, because obviously there was kind of like a rise. I think that's gonna where most of the crypto is now gonna aim to. Obviously, Bitcoin has surpassed its all-time high. You know, that's just that, you know, that's one crypto that's just remarkable.
So break it down. Sorry to cut you. So break it down, like, because I was looking at a chart and it was saying if you bought Bitcoin in 2012? It's 2012, not 2012. When did I think if you'd have bought Bitcoin like 8 years ago or 10 years ago, it would have been something like £4.
Yeah.
So if you'd have bought one for £4, that £4 that you've invested, 7, 8 years down the line, it's now worth 17 grand. So £4 that you invested. Now it's a long period of time. It is a long period of time, but £4 that you've invested.
Yeah.
So this is how I see things, guys. You can put your money in the bank, and you can wait for 100 years. Now, unless you've got millions in that bank, the profit that you're going to get from that bank is going to be, I don't know, something like 0.1 or whatnot. I don't know. But the concept is, when it comes to these cryptocurrencies, if you mark on the right one, it could change your life. So I believe in, for anyone nowadays, that's the concept that you should be looking at, is how to make this virtual money. Work smart.
And also, like, crypto is still fairly new in terms of like gaining mass adoption. There's going to be at least a long time for everyone to be using crypto as a virtual currency. And at the moment, I don't think there's going to be a kind of one kind of crypto that dominates all, because it's not meant to do that. It's meant to solve problems. It's not meant to control it, like centralized. It's not meant to be centralized. And at the moment, UK uses sterling. You know, the Europe uses euro. And the Chinese uses yen. You know, there's like a one currency that fits all. And at the moment, that doesn't work out, because, you know, if governments go down, a lot of people, the whole country is being pretty much in debt, you know, and you pay back the government, and inflation goes up and stuff, and you can't buy certain stuff at the same price that you thought it was before. Whereas crypto, now there's so many, altcoins, as you want to call it, you know, there's various ones that solve different things, and most of them reward you for even holding it in the wallet. And I mean, your bank doesn't do that. I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, you can just sit. You can buy crypto for like £10, and, you know, within a year or so, it could double or triple. Even, like, you know, your bank doesn't give you that. You know, you could have your money in the bank for like 5 years. You're not going to see any investment or any growth in that.
Well, to be honest, before I kind of like met you, and I met another friend of mine, Richard, it was like I was 100% for the banks. I was thinking, leave my money in the bank, and someone said to me a long time ago, I think it was one of the inspirational speakers that I follow, and he was saying, if you put money in the bank, it's not working. So the concept is to give your money a job. Yeah. That is the only way that you're going to get financial free, or you're going to see profits where you can start living that life that you want to live. Now, like I said, going back, unless you've got millions in that bank, you will not see any kind of rewards coming back from that bank. So you put your 10 grand in the bank, your 5 grand in the bank, you come back 5 years from now, that 10 grand might be 10 grand, 10 pence, or 10 grand, you know, 50 pence, I don't know. So the concept is, you got more chance of, and it's a game, it's like anything else, it's a gamble. You can put your £10 in and you can't get nothing out, you know, so it's the gamble. But I believe in that the stakes are a lot better in.
I think now, like, I think prior to like maybe a year or so, it's probably very risky, but now I think the volatility of crypto now has gone down, and like a lot of people see the value in it. So now a lot of people don't just cash out, they actually sit on the earnings. So whatever they have, they invest, they hold on to it. But prior to that, there's a lot of people just buying it, waiting for the to pump, and then the cash out. And then obviously the other people that are like have jumped on the wave a bit too late. Obviously their value's gone down, they've lost a bit of money, and now they're waiting for the next pump so they can cash out. I think now people don't do that. They kind of just buy in and they just sit on it. So now there's a steady growth of the money. So there's not just a decline or like a steady, like, you know, rising, but all of a sudden there's like a big crash and then everyone's lost their money, or the people that have cashed out or got lucky. There's not. I don't think that. I think that stigma's kind of now loosened up now. Like, you know, a lot of people don't do that now, and there's more control over the kind of, you know, there's more fair play and stuff. You know, you can't really buy in one bulk, because if you can do that, then you can just cash out and crash the market. So now they allow people to have a kind of dividend of how much they can buy at one person at one time. So even if you have £1 million, you can't just buy £1 million in crypto or one coin, because it's not fair, because you just
everybody else,
everyone else, just because you got the money to do so doesn't mean you can, which is what banks don't let you do, because you can buy whatever. You can go forex and just buy £1,000 of crypto, or it's not exchange, and then you can cash out on whenever you want.
So guys, I hope you've learned something today from Mahir, talking about cryptocurrencies, talking about the concept of changing your mindset. Also the power of having good mentors around you. If you've got no good mentors, find yourself a mentor. Mentors all over the place. You can get your phone, look up people, follow people. Nowadays it's a lot easier now to get advice. It's a lot easier to find people doing things that you want to find. So it's up to you now to make it happen, rather than sitting down and expecting someone's going to give you this magic wand. So again, yeah, I'm so happy that I've met this young man here, and yeah, I hope that basically the future between us is basically awesome. Now we're going to go in the kitchen, we're going to cook a meal that he's come up with. So again, guys, I hope you've learned something from there. This is Breaking Bread. Yeah, speak to you soon. Bye-bye.